Well, many of us, myself included, love to spend time outdoors, going for a relaxing or a high-speed bike ride. And some of us love to find a great deal on buying a bike and even a used bike. Joining us today from Calgary are Chris and Laura Grant. They are the founders of Alberta Bike Swap. Welcome to Bridge City News, Chris and Laura. Great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
So first of all, maybe give us a snapshot of what the Alberta Bike Swap is all about. When and why did you decide to start doing this?
This is the story you tell best, darling.
Okay. Well, Chris is an engineer in real life. So he used to go to police auctions, buy bikes, fix them up, and then sell them for the price of parts. He was selling a bike out of the garage, and somebody came over and looked at every single thing in our garage except the bike, and we got robbed. Oh, so we knew it was not safe to sell a bike online. And I'd gone out with my girlfriend to look at a bike. We're standing in an unfurnished basement suite looking at this $10,000 bike being sold for $400. And went, you know what? It's probably not safe to buy a bike. So Chris and I were cycling home one December. I signaled right to turn right, and somebody passed me on the right. I looked over at Chris and I said, you know what we should do? We should come up with a way to make a safe place to buy and sell bikes and return some of that money so we can fund safe cycling in the province of Alberta. And that's what we did.
Wow, and that's fantastic. How long ago was that? You were saying about 11 years ago?
11 years, yes.
Okay, so you are in Calgary, but there is a bike swap taking place in Lethbridge this weekend, right? So when and where is this taking place?
This weekend, Saturday at 9 a.m., we start taking bikes in. What's called the consignment phase. It's where people bring us their good used bikes. We got checking to make sure it is a good used bike. And they pay us a fee to get it in the sale because we have a lot of expenses up front before we even put the event on. And we work with them to set a price where we're pretty sure it's going to sell. Now, okay, we'll stick to the main story. And they go away. We put the bike in our bike racks and have a sale from 2:30 until 4. It's an hour and a half sale where we can easily sell 100 bikes. And that's the kind of number we see in Lethbridge.
Wow. Now, what kind of bikes are we talking? What kind of bikes can people find there? What condition will they be in there? And what's the price range looking like?
The price range, Laura's been running the numbers for years over all the events, and the average price is around $280.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Now, there is another important aspect to our event, and that is if a bike doesn't pass the tech check, the seller has the option of taking it home or donating it. And we're working with some great groups that are going to make sure those bikes stay in circulation. Another aspect is that if somebody puts a bike in the swap and it doesn't sell, they have the option to return for it or have it donated to one of those great groups.
Yeah.
So we're buy, sell, and donate events.
Yeah.
Okay, now you mentioned a check. So does that undergo that process right there and then when the person is purchasing the bike? Or is this done beforehand and it kind of gets a sticker that it did not pass or it did pass?
It's tech checked beforehand because part of that process includes recording the serial number. We found that to be quite effective at keeping stolen goods away from our events, which is a question sometimes. So the bike needs to basically be safe. And it should be rideable for somebody who needs transportation, who needs to get to a job, is coming to buy a bike to ride away to work on Monday. We want it to be as rideable as it can be. It may need a tune-up, it may need some adjustments, but it's going to be safe and rideable.
Some of our bike types have found things like cracked frames. Somebody actually had the audacity to glue the pedals. We found some great things, and these bikes, we've also seen these bikes after we rejected them being sold online again. We stand by what we sell, so that's actually very important. And the police have actually used our paperwork, and they trust us enough to seize bikes from pawn shops and online sales in Lethbridge and across Alberta based on the paperwork that we do, because we do have a chain of ownership.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's good to know. Now, are people okay to do a bit of price negotiation, or are the prices firm?
The prices are firm because we're using software to manage all of that. It's a big enough job managing one price, let alone trying to manage a flexible price.
Yeah. We designed our own fit for purpose software for the events as well. That's probably the big takeaway from all of this is so the swaps are going to move a lot faster this year. So
Interesting. And so, should people bring cash, or do you take debit or credit cards?
We take it all, cash, credit, debit. That is a bit of a change because in previous years, we did not take credit cards much to the chagrin of some folks, but we have a new financial service arrangement where we don't pay a penalty for taking a credit card.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that people can bring in their bikes to swap or to sell. So what do viewers need to know about selling their bikes? So what kind of condition does their bike need to be in? And do they all have to be in like mint condition, or is it okay to be well used? Can those bikes be sold as well?
Good point. So nobody wants to buy a bag of trouble, and that's why we tech check them. So, but the bike should come with the tires pumped up.
Yeah.
That's number one. That is a pain in the patoot on our end. Making a bike saleable. And we are going to check the drivetrain. If the drivetrain is worn out, then it's not going to pass tech and it's not going to make it into the sale.
Yeah.
So, and we do check wheel bearings and stuff. So you are getting a good bike. Bike swap.
Yeah.
They're not trying to sell you something that's worn out.
and make sure it's clean as well, because a clean bike always looks good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I understand that there's a small markup to cover costs, as you were kind of mentioning before. So, and there's a bike rack fee, right? So maybe can you tell us a little bit about how this works and how vendors will get paid for their bike sale?
You bring a bike to us, it's going to cost you $10 if you're a member of AMA. Put your bike into the event for $15 if you're not. And there's also a 15% commission fee, and that barely covers our costs. Insurance tripled in the last year. So.
And we, as in Laura, prepares all either the checks or the e-transport over the next couple of days. There's no magic software behind the scene registering that this bike is sold and therefore pay this person. No, it's all still very much a manual process that Laura manages every payment.
I just earned my grade.
It's probably a labor of love, though, right, Laura?
It is.
Yeah, because I would imagine that this takes a lot of work, a lot of effort goes into organizing one of these. And people, of course, might also ask, like, why are you charging me a fee to sell my bike when I can just sell it myself, right? So maybe explain how much money and time and effort goes into organizing one of these things.
Well, it's really, yes. So, for instance, you will see our volunteers in an event specific to the year T-shirt.
Yeah.
Guess how much that costs?
Yeah.
We're working with Exhibition Park. We've been working with them for a number of years. We get a great deal on the space, but we have to buy our food from them.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so,
Like, for example, we have to buy computers, we have to buy printers, paper. We don't live in Lethbridge, so we have to pay for a room. We have to rent a truck. It costs us a lot of marketing,
so there are all those expenses. There are all
Yeah.
those expenses. But then it's who we're trying to appeal to is a person who isn't comfortable with the online sale thing.
Yes.
And so that's what we're about. And if we were a brick and mortar storefront operation, just imagine the monthly expenses, and we wouldn't be taking just 15%. It would be, as we've seen with old models of sporting goods consignment, at 30%.
It costs us $24 per bike before the doors open. Our break even point is 300 bikes. We've never made that in Lethbridge, so we're hoping to make at least. I'd love to get 300 bikes. That'd be really nice.
Yeah. And then, so Laura, part of what you do also is accept donations of bikes, right? As well as bike parts. So I understand that you have a team of volunteers who spend hours repairing these bikes and then donating them to those who need, right?
Well, clarification.
Okay.
We have strategic alliances.
Yeah.
Some people might call them a community partner
Yeah.
who will take the donated bikes and donated parts and fix them up for their programs.
Yes. So we work with Youth en Route at Winston Churchill High School in Lethbridge. And then we've also got Medicine Hat Cycle Ops, Cycle Cooperative in Medicine Hat that take all the bikes. We also collect a $2 admission fee that goes to repair those donated bikes as well, in case they need parts or tires or tubes or things like that. But it's fantastic because it really does provide transportation security to the high school students in Lethbridge and really anybody else that needs it.
I love that.
It's a very exciting time for cycling in Lethbridge.
Yeah, it is.
Now, some of these bikes from Lethbridge and area will even go to other nations, though, right? So as part of, is it Bicycles for Humanity?
We have about 8 partners here in Calgary, and we get close to 1,000 bike donations in Calgary. So those are the bikes. Bicycles for Humanity can only take specific bikes. We will not be taking bikes out of Lethbridge or Southern Alberta. So those will be staying in all the bikes. All the bikes in Southern Alberta, donated bikes will stay in Southern Alberta. I can do it.
Okay, so one more time for our viewers. This starts when and at what time in Lethbridge? So for those who are selling a bike, this is at Exhibition Park, right?
Exhibition Park. Doors open at 9 a.m. to start receiving bikes for the sale. The sale is at 2:30 p.m. and the sale runs from 2:30 until 4.
And anybody who has a stolen bike police report is welcome to come to our event at 2 o'clock to look at any single bike in there so we can prove to them that their stolen bike is not their bike.
Okay, good to know. So are there different times where if you're selling a bike compared to if you're buying a bike, should you show up quite a bit earlier for selling a bike?
So from 9 to 2, if you're selling a bike, please bring it to us at Lethbridge Exhibition Park. At 2 o'clock, please bring your stolen bike police report. You can look at any bike there and we'll prove to you that your stolen bike is not there. At 2:30, we let the floodgates open and you can buy any bike you want.
Great, and that is at the North Pavilion on this coming Saturday.
That's right.
Fantastic. Now, for our viewers in the Calgary and Edmonton areas, can you put in a quick plug for those upcoming bike swaps?
Well, of course we can. Calgary is a different format this year and in a different location. We are at the northeast corner of Sunridge Mall, right next to the bay this year. And Saturday is our dedicated consignment day where
Yes.
sellers bring their bikes in from 8 until 4.
Sure.
We're going to check our website to get the real hours. And then Sunday, we're going to run the sale from 9 until 2.
Yeah.
And so that's Calgary covered off. Edmonton is an exciting new venue this year as well. We're very excited about the support we've been receiving from Grant MacEwan University.
Yeah.
We're using their 107th Street parkade for our swap. But it's inside. It's a nice heated space. It's fantastic. But it's a one-day format.
Yeah.
Likewise, bikes by sellers from 8 until 2.
Yeah.
Sale at 2:30, and it wraps up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And what is your website?
Alberta Bike Swap.ca.
And there's a volunteer tab on there too, in case that last minute Lethbridge wants to join.
All right. Well, it looks like we're about out of time, but thanks so much for your time today, Chris and Laura. It's so great having you on.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So Chris and Laura Grant are the founders of the Alberta Bike Swap. Check that out this weekend at Exhibition Park. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks for watching.